Hey guys, Catherine here from Gastric Sleeve Diaries. This week marked my 4-month Surgiversary, which was pretty exciting. So I thought I'd jump on here and do a quick video. Started my journey. My surgery was May 3rd, 2013. My starting weight was 290 pounds. Pre-op diet, I lost 23 pounds, got down to 267, and then as of this week, I am down to 214, so total loss of 76 pounds. I'm 5'10". So I checked in 3 weeks ago. I was at 216. Then that week I lost 2 pounds, got down to 214, and then for the last 2 weeks I've hit my first stall. So I'm not too worried. I've been working with a trainer, and he's been saying my lean muscle mass looks a lot better, and it's giving my skin some time to catch up, and my clothes still feel like they're fitting differently. And I figure if I'm doing the right things, I'm working out, I'm for the most part eating right, then if my body needs to plateau a little to kind of catch up with itself, then I'm okay with that. So as long as I'm not seeing a gain, and as long as the stall doesn't last all that much longer, then I'm okay with it. So NSV, super exciting. I fit into size 16 jeans yesterday for the first time since college, really, so about 5 or 6 years. And I was at a size 24 at my highest, so that's exciting. I'll probably at the end of the video just kind of back up so you can see them. So I'm wearing them now, feeling excited about that, so that's really exciting. Also, interestingly, this probably last 2 weeks started to see some hair loss. I hadn't really seen that, and I cut my hair kind of preemptively to make sure I wasn't kind of pulling at all my tangles and all of that. But definitely, as I'm brushing, or I don't know, you can't really see that, but there's hair that comes out kind of every time I touch my hair, and every time I brush. But again, surgeon said that's normal. It's going to happen most likely. It will grow back, and anything you take won't really help. So I'm not taking biotin or anything, just kind of trying to be okay with the process, and hopefully it won't get too bad. So other weird thing, this is maybe TMI, and if you don't like to talk about poop, maybe skip like 30 seconds on. I wasn't very regular before surgery. Now some days I go like 2 or 3 times a day. And so that's been interesting and different, and sometimes I have a poo emergency, I call it. So I don't know if it's just because the food isn't being digested quite as well. I'm not really sure exactly why that is, but it's okay, just dealing with it. And then I notice as I get a little dehydrated, it's been pretty hot here, then that tends to stop a little bit. But if I'm hydrated, then it tends to be pretty regular. So I don't know if that's the same with you guys, or if you struggle with the opposite. But yeah, that's kind of what's happening with me at 4 months out. So I talked in my last video about how I was really struggling with some of the sweet sugar addiction. And so I think, we're all going to go through those periods where some things are easier, sometimes things are harder, and that was definitely a tough week for me, and I've just had to kind of come to terms with the fact that sugar is something that really I need to, break that cycle and that habit with. So I've been trying to, I have a little notebook here that I've been, recording what I eat, and that seems to help me be accountable. I'm also trying to make meals for the week on a Sunday. So I've made little taco cupcakes. I'm sure you've seen Les of Sarah make those. They're delicious, with little wonton wrappers. I'll mix up a thing of tuna and corn, boil eggs. We made a great chicken, bean, corn thing that is in the freezer now, and we'll probably eat for a lot of this week. So just really being creative and trying out new things, and just making sure I plan out for the week. And I've seen videos saying planning is key, and you're gonna have to eat those meals this week. So what are they gonna be, and how do you stop yourself from just getting hungry and eating whatever's there? So now I'm also trying out just cutting out sweet things completely. I tried, you know, I've always been like, oh, moderation is good, but I just can't do it. It's just too hard, and I think I'm too addicted, and you know, I can't have one cookie. So I had a big day app on my phone that I was counting down to surgery, and now I've used it that I'm counting up to see how long I can go without eating sweets. Obviously not the right solution for everybody, but for me, I'm kind of all or nothing, so I'm just trying that out and seeing if that can help me break my stall. And trying new things, again, keeping it interesting, playing, you know, listening to what other people are using. I think I might be the only person in the weight loss surgery community that hates Quest bars. I've tried like 10 different flavors. I heat them up. I just hate them. I don't know. I don't know. I can't do it. But actually, let me grab. So, in terms of my sweet cravings, I have found these are amazing. They only have 60 calories each, and I don't, as far as I can tell, don't have any kind of artificial gross sweetener things, and they just taste really delicious. So, highly recommend those. And again, I think, you know, someone gave me the analogy of, you know, of being on a diet, and if you screw up, it's like you break a plate in your kitchen, and if you screw up and do that, do you go ahead and break all the other plates in your kitchen? And the answer is no. So I think part of me wants to be perfect on this journey and not screw up and not eat this and not eat that, but you know, life is life, things happen, and you can't be perfect all the time, and I think it's okay not to be perfect, but to just stay accountable, stay really present with this journey. That's what I'm finding, that, you know, I can't check out of this process or it's not going to work anymore. You know, this is a tool, and I have to put the right things in my body. I have to try and, you know, exercise as much as I can. But part of my troubles with exercise, at least 2 weeks ago, I honestly, for about 2 weeks, I thought I was pregnant, or I had mono, or I didn't know what was going on. Like, my energy levels since surgery, I have really struggled with them, and I still don't feel, you know, 100%. I feel so much better than I did a couple weeks ago, thank God, and I'm not pregnant, yay! But trying to exercise, that's, you know, been a struggle. I go twice a week and I do weights, and I'm really trying to get my cardio back in there, but and I know, you know, an excuse is an excuse, and I need to suck it up, but that has been a struggle for me. I'm also, you know, not too happy in my job right now, and I get home fairly late, and so I just want to kind of lie on the couch and feel sorry for myself. So that's something I'm working on as well. You know, a nerd in Oregon said, you know, you need to meet your surgery halfway. It's going to put in work naturally, and you need to meet it halfway and put in work as well. So that's, you know, constantly trying to stay accountable, trying to make sure I'm pulling my weight, so to speak. Yeah, and so I actually, for those of you who are friends with me on Facebook, I deleted my Facebook account. I do a lot of social media stuff in my job, and I accidentally liked one of our business pages as my VSG account, and I didn't want the people we work with to recognize that was me, so I went ahead and deleted it. I'll probably activate it again soon. And then I've also talked to you guys about how I've been super open with my family about the surgery, like, and if anybody ever asks, you know, oh, how did you lose so much weight? I always tell them. For me personally, it's just been liberating, and, you know, I'm proud of it, so I go ahead and tell them. But the first time I ever kind of was like, ugh, I wish I hadn't done that, was my grandma was visiting from the UK, and I had a little piece of smoked salmon, and I was putting some, you know, low-fat cream cheese on it, and then I was rolling it up, and it was my, you know, my little lunch or whatever, and she was like, oh, that is so fattening. That is so fattening. Oh, don't eat too much of that. Oh, you're doing so well. And I was like, really, really, shut up. Obviously, I didn't say that to her because she's my grandma and I love her, but that kind of monitoring and that kind of helicopter watching what I'm eating, I sometimes feel like, because people know I've had surgery, they kind of monitor me more, and I was like, you know, that was hardly any calories anyway, and like that I'm allowed to eat, you know. So I find that kind of, are you sure you should be eating that? Oh, is that too much? Like, I find that really difficult. So that I'd say is the only downside, for me at least, of people knowing that I don't want to feel monitored in that way. So yeah, I think that's it for me this week. Still, best decision I ever made. I climbed into my size 24 pants yesterday, and that was exciting to see how big they are. For anyone who's thinking about this, it'll probably be the hardest thing you ever do, but it'll be the best thing you ever do. That would be my advice. So let me quickly just step back and see if I can, and you're not going to be able to see all of me, but you can kind of see a little bit of my size 16 pants. Hopefully I don't drop the iPad. Okay. Oh, no, you can't really see at all. 1 second. Okay, so you can kind of see a little bit. Sorry, I was hoping my husband would be back so he could do a little body shop for me. But yeah, feels great to be in size 16s. And thank you guys for tuning in, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.